then what I see in the country is a high unity, a high level of articulation, and in the people, the consciousness is growing. Because the evil of the world, you can wait anything. Me like a military, like a citizen, as a military leader, I have to be guessing all the worst hypotheses. I am not alarmed. I don't want to press alarm to the population, but I want to alert them that we have to be ready, because the irrationality of the imperialism acts is not normal. It is anti-politics, anti-human, is weird, is nerve. They make up things from nothing to point out the Venezuelan state like narco-trafficking. It is something very rude. Nobody in the world is believing them. Of course, they know that they are lying. They don't believe it themselves. They know it. So as they have lied along the history to make wars, to make up wars, and make up genocides in different parts of the world to get their resources. The resources in the plot in different parts of the world. That's what they have done before. In different parts of the world, they want to do it in Venezuela now. Due to our richness, but beyond that, our Bolivarian project, socialist project, it is a stone in their shoes. That is why they want to force a regime change. That's what they want. That is behind all of this. That's why they are making up lies. They deploy their ships, planes, USA Air Force, and moreover, they threaten diplomatically in the whole world, trying to easy all international public opinion against Venezuela. But it is not the same as before. The international public opinion, this world has changed. There is a multipolar world. We cannot say that emerge or it is emerging. No. It break out a new world. The BRICS world. A world that respects sovereignty, global security, as has said the great China. That's the world that is awaiting. But inside happen things that the ones that are happening right now. That's why our commander-in-chief has called us to the offensive, to the continuous offensive. I am greeting all the generals and almirants. I really, La Guaira commandant that has taken care of us, the infant commander here in Mano Meseta, in its facilities. Behind us, we have the beautifulness of the Caribbean Sea. Then our commander-in-chief has called us to do military drills by states, by operating zones. It's not to concentrate. It is good to concentrate people, to call people, to talk to people. But we have to go to action as military leaders, political leaders. Go to action. Commanders, let's go to action. Because the war phenomenon, that is what we don't want to happen, to avoid by all ways with diplomatic action, international action, with preparation of the people on our army, with all what we are doing drills, deployment, etc. All that wonderful things that have been wonderful and that have reached a unity without no precedents in the last years, we have to go to actions. We have reached a level of articulation and cohesion. That's why our national strategy, it is the unity, popular, military, and police. Popular, military, and police. That's the strategy. What do we want in this drill? Along the territory, in all states. And a drill like this, it doesn't take one day. It is impossible to articulate all this amount of action in one day. Then we have to stay installed, doing everything. For instance, last weekend, we made a drill of communication, command, control. There are still pendants. Romero, the general, is over here, who's has a transversal task. It is of the integrated defense of the nation that takes all this marvelous element that was created by Chavez, and our commander-in-chief, Nicolás Maduro, has pushed it extraordinarily. We have started in the framework of Ayacucho Plan and this to reorganize dynamically, to reorganize the Bolivarian militia. For instance, in last drill, we have to communicate with all communal unities, militia unities. We didn't do it 100%. Then that task is pending. That task cannot be stopped. We have to insist with the different community units, where they are, who's the boss, where are the militiamen, what is the register. It is a work like the ants. With a lot of vice minister, inspectors, the general inspectors of the Bolivarian force, to help me to oversee all tasks that are implied in this drill. Have a seat, please. Then what are we going to do during these drills? We are going to guess, we are going to work on a hypothesis that this military aggression is going to happen. Then I am going to go back to this again. I don't want to be producing alarm in population. No. Just what I want is to impress realism in the situation we are living. And the more prepared we are, we all, as society, as people, as state, as political leadership, the more prepared we are, things are going to flow better. If we practice, if we articulate them from peace times. From peace times. It's not that the first aggression is going to arrive in any way. I'm not commenting about that. But there are many ways that they have to attack us, to disturb us. Not only just military aggression from the Caribbean Sea, through an area campaign or their supervised unities or special forces or naval blockades or aerial exclusion zone, etc. But also they can introduce special forces to do some actions inside the national territory, sabotage to the electric system, sabotage to the gas system, sabotage to the food routes, selective assassination, etc., etc. All this has to be on the table. Then we are in this drill that we are leading today, that is inscribed in the 200 drill independence. We're going to articulate everything. For instance, I have in here a list of action that I have seen with my commander-in-chief in this framework. Last night, that is today in Carabobo doing his job, 27 territorial actions, purpose to avoid the strategic stop. What does a kinetic aggression looks in a country is to stop the country. And where is the start? Dear generals, almirants, it is through the command and control for the leadership, military leadership and political leadership. That is the start. That is the start. Then territorial actions in order to avoid the strategic paralysis, to keep the internal control, to avoid the stress in population, to put all hospitals in contingency state to protect the population, the population in general. 27 tasks that we have over here that everybody is going to have it later on your hands to check, and there everybody has to do it. It is not only the army, it is a work where even the people have to participate. Less words, more orientation, more practice. Do you read me? Less marching. We had the marching yesterday. And the Venezuelan people was in all states. They self-convoked, supporting peace, supporting Maduro. Then when you take all these tasks, then you can say, for instance, the first task, I will illustrate in general way what we have to do. Protect strategic facilities, a region in a country without electricity, you know, the consequences. We could avoid, we could live firsthand this situation, this catastrophic situation for the Venezuelan people. Do you know 7 days without electricity, without power, and it supposes everything, the rest, health services, everything. There is a kind of thing just derived from that, and that was an enemy action. It was done on purpose. 2019. We had all threats over us, all experiments over us. The so-called president over us, supported by the North American imperialism, incursions in the coast by mercenaries. On February, the so-called humanitarian aid help. It was a terrible year. A terrible year. But here we are, with our head on, our dignity, untouchable. We know how to overcome those problems, those issues. We took on offensive. That is what our president is invited us every day. An active offensive, a resistance active. Here we have the first point. communication means to protect the fuel facilities, petrochemicals in oleoducts, gasoducts, oleoducts, the army and the police, gas stations, to do overseeing, patrolling, special actions in the frontier, in the borders, the Caribbean Sea, aerial ones, through the rivers. Every state, every entity in territorial policy have their own characteristic to organize ambushes, simple and integrated. So, watch bridges to reinforce the places to attend citizens. There is the National Guard doing that task always in a good way. The activation of the Bolivarian militia to control shipments, to control the electrical facilities, plants, substations, to protect telecommunications facilities, MobileNet, Movistar, all is one that digital, among others, and satellite too. Control of the roads to guarantee the function of the health care centers, hospitals, transportation, medication distribution. We have to practice all of that. We have to practice all of that. Deployment, operational deployment to preserve the means, to avoid an enemy position in our territory. It has to do with a Bolivarian force. Keep the internal order, because all these things causes chaos, and chaos is because of not knowing where to go. Then we have to keep the control to guide the population, and the population has to be conscious, because chaos will be our worst enemy. All the things that I am naming, some of them, of these 27 tasks, 27 tasks, we have to practice all the things in the territory and to guide the people, to teach the people. The Venezuelan people has shown curiosity on all the things that we are doing. In this drill of civil protection and to preparation readiness, people was eager to know things about first aids, help, evacuations on different sceneries, fires, floods, using the compass. All the people was curious about all the things. They were curious because of the army was to the communities, to the people. They were curious. They saw it with very, very curious and full of happiness. Then all this drill, dear comrades, Venezuelan people, have this lead to get ready every day better, to be 2 or 3 steps ahead the aggression of the North American imperialism, and in that way to keep the step forward. Who keeps the initiation, that one is going to have the victory. And we kept the step forward, and that's why we are victorious. We are forward to the aggression and to the military threat. Then that's the problem. let's do all these exercises, drills, and our commander-in-chief is gonna indicating us, he will guide us. He's the main leader of the revolution, the Bolivarian revolution. Our commander-in-chief, Nicolás Maduro.
mantener la iniciativa. Así que desde aquí, desde
So,
La Guaira,
from La Guaira,
desde La Guaira vamos a empezar a trabajar
we're going to start
con
working
un Estado Mayor
with a general staff
completo, unificado.
in full,
Bueno, y
unified,
todos estos comentarios,
and,
estoy seguro que
and among all
el
this,
gobernador
this
de Alejandro
talking,
Terán, un líder
the governor,
característico,
a charismatic
carismático de
leader,
aquí de la
charismatic
región,
leader
nos
of the
tiene algunos
region,
comentarios.
he has
Adelante,
some
gobernador,
comments.
¿qué le dice al pueblo
Let's
de
go
La
ahead,
Guaira?
comments.
Gracias, señor ministro. Lo primero
Thank you, Minister. The first
reconocer
is to
la
recognize
lealtad
the
de
loyalty
la Fuerza Armada Nacional
of the
Bolivariana
Bolivarian
en
Army
este momento histórico
in this historical moment
con el pueblo venezolano.
with the
Ustedes,
Venezuelan people.
compañeros en armas,
You,
nos hacen
brother in arms,
rememorar la historia
it is to remember the story and to
de
remember
ese ejército
to that army,
descamisado
shirtless,
de la patria,
that was defending the country
llanos venezolanos,
and went through the Venezuelan
la libertad a los pueblos del sur.
lands to take liberty to the people from the south. 200 years after, when Hugo Chavez rescued our original project and brought it to the 21st century,
Estratégico del arquitecto
the strategic project from the architect of the humanity,
Simón Bolívar,
Simón Bolivar,
ustedes han sabido
you
resguardar
have known how to keep that sacred fire from the
no hay
Carabobo,
amenaza
and there is no
que
threat
sea capaz de
able
frenar
to cut
la voluntad y el
the
espíritu de
willness
lucha
and the fight
del pueblo
spirit
venezolano.
of the Venezuelan people,
Pueblo civil y el
the
pueblo
civilian
uniforme,
people,
que al final
and the
es
people
uno solo,
in uniform, that at the end is only one that is united today
popular,
in this popular pollution and military union. In this drill, we have activated for orientation of the President of the Republic, Nicolás Maduro Mor, the defense organ that is a part of the structure created in the Bolivarian force to join all public institutions, civilian institutions, and all go to co-responsibility to defend the nation, to guarantee the development of the nation, and with that, the concept of security in 326 article, then this drill, Independence 200, it is in full back in the constitution of the Venezuela constitution. And let me tell you, with satisfaction, the creation of community militia unit, it has become the function in all territories in our country. That are more than 5,000. In La Guaira, there are 73 that they have a commander. In these militia units, they have their companies, and we have the 135% of enlistment in these last weeks, where people voluntarily came to squares to sign in the militia. There we have deployed in the territory the different skills, classrooms for permanent. They are deploying different tasks to the territorial defense. And beside from that organs, I am telling you, it is a reality. We have all the committees by law, the food, the health, education, logistical, internal defense, with everything, with the power people. They are all articulated. We know how many food we have, where they are, on the control with the public dominion, or the ones that are in the warehouse, or the private ones that they are at our orders. We know all the machinery that we have
¿Dónde están? ¿Cuántos camiones?
and where they are.
Los públicos,
Trucks,
los de la fuerza
public,
y los que tienen los privados.
from the army,
Y esos
and the
privados
private
ahora
ones.
están en
All the private ones
de poner esa
are
maquinaria
at
a la
our
orden
disposal, at our
de
orders,
logística y de transporte.
whenever the logistic
Esto lo venimos
they
trabajando
want.
desde hace unos años.
We have been working this for years, and we have studied
En la región,
by heart
y a
these
seguir las orientaciones
issues in the region and to follow your orientations.
de la revolución. Estamos hoy
We are today in this framework making a logistical deployment to the mountains
en las zonas de la Peñita.
in La Peñita zone.
5 de la mañana,
They arrive there 5 a.m.
insumo a todos esos
Yeah,
asentamientos
some
campesinos.
tools
Tenemos un campamento
to these
militar con el apoyo
farmers'
del comandante
settlements,
de todo el gobierno, en
and
cada uno de los
all the government in every committee, they are camping in these communities, forming the farmers' militias. I can say with a commitment and knowledge of the truth, these are not words, it is a reality. The people are enthusiastic. It is Chavism who has unit all as patriots. Many have come to the square to enlist, and they have said, look, well, I don't think politically like you, but now it is a threat to the peace. And facing this, I am going to participate. Tell me which is my mission and where I have to be, because I live in here, my kids live in here, we have to defend this territory.
a quien reiteramos pues,
Well,
nuestra admiración profunda.
we really admire you. I am not talking like governor. I'm talking like people.
Aquí ha nacido una consigna.
That there is a slogan that I have born in here
7 acciones.
with this 27 action, and I want to resume it in a phrase. For La Guaira, they are not to cross.
Bueno, felicitaciones.
Thank you very much. My congratulations.
También el alcalde
And I know
Suárez Maldonado,
that
también
the
primero,
major is in first line.
José Manuel Suárez
Coronel,
Maldonado, tremendo amigo.
Colonel,
Bueno, fíjese,
well,
tú decías lo de los órganos de
you said
dirección.
about the direction
Esto es
organs.
un tema que lo hemos
This
venido
is a
trabajando cuando
topic
se-
that we have been working how many years, Jonas? From
tenemos
2018. We have been many years doing this till our commander-in-chief make a decree.
el aire, ya es un decreto.
It is a decree. It was in our manuals, but now it is in decree,
Esto se ha elevado
and possibly it's going to be a law.
nivel de ley. Entonces, el órgano de dirección para la
Then
defensa
the direction organ,
de lucha no
it is
armada,
a not army organ. It is not that it's just going to be in here today in peace period, but when there is a conflict, it goes with the army fight and keeps on working. Complementary. It is a marvelous organ of articulation, coordination
de sincronía de las
to synchronize the activities, etc.
maravilloso.
Wonderful.
Cantidad de cosas que la
Look,
revolución
the
bolivariana
things that the Bolivarian Revolution has done.
cuál va a ser el papel de los cuadrantes de
The
paz. Es decir,
peace companies,
maravilloso
it
todas
is
las creaciones
all
que nuestro
creation has been wonderful.
nuestro comandante
That our commander Chavez and our commander-in-chief Maduro have done to face the real threat of the North American imperialism.
que se queda,
And I say that again, it is a drill,
señor vicealmirante Briceño Paniagua,
Vice Almirant,
operativa de defensa integral, que se queda
that will stay,
compañero mayor general
dear brother Major General,
de la milicia bolivariana,
General Commander of Bolivarian Militia,
sistema de salud,
of the institutions,
del sistema
public health,
viejo,
risk system, etc.
que desde aquí
From here, our grid,
trabajo
let's go to work
con la victoria
with the victory
en el futuro
in the future
y con la
and
convicción de que
with
vamos a salir
the conviction
muy airosos
that we are going to win
dura sin
and we
precedentes en los últimos 100
we
años.
are going to win
Hasta la
this
victoria siempre.
problem.
Venceremos, pues adelante.
Till the victory forever. Go ahead to work. Thank you very much.
Well, we're listening to the statements of Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez providing updates of the ongoing exercises that are taking place in the Bolivarian nation in the framework of Independence 200 plan, which is established to ensure and protect the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of the nation. One of the many plans that have been put in motion in the face of the U.S. threats and the military deployment in the Caribbean that tend to undermine the Bolivarian revolution. And as the defense minister was saying, the Venezuelan people have come out en masse to reject the U.S. aggressions and to express their commitment to the protection of the homeland and to safeguard all the different triumphs that have been made in the last decades. Stay tuned with teleSUR English for more updates in upcoming news briefs.